Hello and welcome back to the Football Terrace. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you're subscribing. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button right about now. Also hit the like button for us. We're here to talk Manchester United and their pursuit of a new defender in the harrowing aftermath of losing their opening game of the season. That is very much the narrative this morning across social media. And I read an article this morning that literally said Man United step up their hunt for a new defender in the desperate wake of their defeat to Crystal Palace. And there is so much that is being circulated and spoken about. And of course, it was always going to lead to additional transfer rumors. This was always going to happen. There's no doubt about it. I want to present some of them to you. I want your views. I want your opinions on them. A few people asking what's happening with my voice. Listen, that was a weekend of watching and cheering football on. The voice is still damaged and not back to normal yet. Hopefully by within the next couple of days, that will be the same. As I say, hit those like and share buttons, and we're going to delve into some of these stories as they stand right now. The first one involves Alex Telles, a different report to what we've heard recently, but supposedly another journalist here from Sports Witness has said that Man United have offered Alex Telles £4 million a season, which is nearly quadruple what he is paid at Porto. He says that the agent of the player has informed Porto that he wants to move to Manchester United, and that the agent is trying to get Man United to agree to pay the £20 million fee. Like I've said before, I completely concur with Man United's approach to try and drive the price of these players down. We cannot live in a world where we moan for 7 years that we're overpaying for players and underselling players, and then when we try and when we then bring in a policy to not do that, we start to cry and moan about it. It's very, very important for that to be done. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. The other story that's circulating is that Man United have huge, this is from James Ducker from the Daily Telegraph, that Man United have big interest in Upamecano, but Man United need to offload players first, and Phil Jones and Rojo are proving hard to sell. Another reason why I believe Man United fans have got to refrain from their constant bashing and negativity around their football club, because you help paint the narrative that our players are poor. And if our players are poor, who's going to want to buy them? Who's going to want to buy them for any kind of money? Or in fact, who's going to want to spend a penny on them at all? They'll wait for them to become free agents. But the fact they're at the club on their 50 to 100 grand a week, which is a lasting and damaging legacy from the way we were being run prior to Ollie being at the club, those actions back then are still lingering. So we need to work as a collective organism to help move these things along. But as ever, I want your views and I want your opinions in relation to these transfer stories that are going on. The Skype lines are open as things stand right now, so you can give us a call. You can come on the air, just search Football Terrace, or my name, Terry Flewers, on Skype. Lines are open. You can give us a call. Someone here says Phil Jones on 120k a week. I think Phil Jones is actually on about 80k a week, I believe, but still far too much money for a player like him. Awful business by Man United to offer him in that new deal at some point in late 2019. I think it was signed in early 2019, late 2018, offered, signed early 2019. But this is it. The United are still suffering from the there are still burning, blazing fires that were set alight before Ollie's time that are going to take time to be put out, which is another reason why Manchester United simply need to bide their time to move people along and bring new people in. Billy T here, one of my members, says David Ornstein saying that the CB is not a priority. Absolutely, and I'm glad you brought that up. I don't believe the Upamecano rumors. Genuinely don't believe them. That's my view. I don't think we're looking at a centre back. I don't think we're going to buy a centre that's going to be now, if that makes sense. I think Upamecano could potentially be a deal in a year's time. Got man like Elite KJ on the show with us now. Elite, the Alex Telles deal is picking up more and more momentum. You've got Upamecano being mentioned. Where's your head with it? We know we need players. Where's your head at with these two new stories this morning?
One sec, I need to call you back because something's going wrong with my Skype. 2 seconds.
All right, mate, no problem. He'll call us back in just a second there. Comment here says, Terry, Arsenal and Chelsea are exploring the possibility of doing business with one another. I wonder what that'll be for. We've got Matt on the line now. Matt is a Man United fan, I believe. What do you want to say, my friend?
Hello, I just want to say I was watching Patrick Evra's recent Instagram story, which he posted about 20 minutes or so ago. He was saying about how transfers are done and how negotiations are done by Man United sending out lawyers instead of actually going themselves.
Yes, we've definitely done that in the past. I think we did it with the Ander Herrera deal, which created a lot of problems at the time in terms of sending out. I think that we sent lawyers and they turned up and they weren't recognised by Atletico Bilbao and were sent away. Say some craziness along those lines. There's no doubt Man United in the past have operated poorly in this space. There's no doubt in the past that Man United have bought the wrong players, had the wrong processes, re-signed on new contracts the wrong individuals, and that's why I've got whatever that noise is. Geez, that's why I have a lot of time for Ollie, because to undo all this bad legacy is going to take time. We've added man like Mo and KJ to the stream. We'll go to KJ first of all. What do you make of these new rumors about Upamecano and Alex Telles this morning?
I think the Upamecano stuff is just noise. It's just, obviously we've had a bad game. Our centre backs look exposed. So what's the easiest thing to do? Link Upamecano to United, because that link was there before. He's not going to come this window. I think he is a target and someone that United would like to buy, but I think that is more of a next summer kind of thing, because it makes more business sense. Like, I understand if you could spend 60 million and probably get him now, but with the way that they operate, and we know that they operate in a certain way, it makes more sense to wait for that 42 million release clause to activate and then try and go.
Yeah, I hear that. What about yourself, man like Mo? What are you thinking?
I think I agree with him. I think he's going to be coming next summer, hopefully. I don't think we're going to get a centre back. I think that Telles deal is more likely to happen, and that's going to be the end of our transfers. Sorry, but it's the truth. It's the truth.
Well, I don't even think. Sorry.
Yeah, go on, KJ.
Go on.
Yeah, I don't even think Telles is coming personally. The way this deal is again come about is through the agents, and a lot of talks from the agents. There's not really a lot of talk from Porto themselves or even Man United per se. United again coming out, briefing the press, saying it's someone we're looking at, we're thinking about, we're monitoring. And for me, it's not a target that United desperately want to sign. And I feel like if it's not a contract renewal, because apparently Porto can't actually afford to renew his contract right now, that's why they're looking to sell him. If it's not that, then I think it's just a way to use our name to get a buyer for him. You hear PSG want him, and I can see him going PSG more than I can see coming to United. I feel like he probably fit PSG's style more than us. So for me, I don't really trust anything coming out of Portugal anymore. Ever since the Bruno Fernandes deal in the summer, which was clearly the Portuguese press and the Portuguese agents pushing the move, I don't trust what comes out of there. So yeah,
I mate, and I get where you're coming from. Interestingly, Jamie Jackson has tweeted. Now, Jamie Jackson isn't a transfer journalist. That's why the one thing I'd say about the British journalists, the sort of Jamie Jacksons of this world, is they're football writers, and they only really talk about man like Mo. Wherever your microphone is on your phone, you keep rubbing it against something, bro. If you could just try and refrain from that, my man, that'd be great. Thank you, buddy. That's right, mate. Thank you. He's come out and just tweeted saying that Alex Telles hopeful a deal to Man United will occur this week is what the understanding is. Now, I'd say with Jamie Jackson, he isn't a kind of transfer junkie. He isn't going to tweet about a link to a Man United player in the middle of us losing a game. We saw yesterday Fabrizio. I love Fabrizio and what he does, but tweeting about Mendy almost being a Chelsea player 30 seconds after Kepa made that mistake, that's opportunistic journalism in that way, and we're not seeing that. I think there is an air of credibility in the links Man United to Alex Telles. I just don't think Man United yet have decided that they want to commit to it, which tells me there could be somebody else in the offering. The interesting thing about that is I don't know who else would be linked to. I can't think of another player who's linked with the move away from their current club who's a better left back than Luke Shaw.
The one person I hope it would be, and this is what I mean hope, I can't say United are actually looking at them or not, would be Teo Hernandez from AC Milan. But I think that would be a bit too much to try and get him out of their contracts, considering he only signed for them last season. Had a very good season for them. And I think he's a very good left back, but I don't see, in terms of like this mysterious left back that no one really knows about, I would hope it's Teo Hernandez. But I'm not, again, but we don't know.
Yeah, I hear that. And man like Mo, what's your thoughts on, you mentioned Upamecano, we think it'll be next year. Do you think this is just, again, we've had Ornstein say that not happening at all?
I just don't think any transfer is going to happen. It's all just lies again. And this is where I said to you, I think it was yesterday or the day before, Ollie's going to get thrown under the bus. He's going to get all the blame and he's going to get the sack. That's because not his fault, because these morons, I keep telling him lies. And I've said this many, many times. How many more lies are we going to hear? Are we going to hear the truth? How many players have we been linked with this summer? And Van der Beek was unexpected. We weren't linked with Van der Beek, so we just bought him. But in reality, I'm happy that we bought him. Did we really need him? He's more of a box to box.
We did.
You know what I mean?
Mo,
we did.
Mo, I've got a question for you, bro.
Go on.
Who do you think the lies are coming from? Do you think it's the media, agents, United themselves? Like, who do you think it's telling these lies?
No, when I say lies, is the board and Ed Woodward. When they keep saying they're going to give Ollie for... Now, I've spoke to Terry the other day, and they've promised Ollie 3 players this summer, yeah? They've only bought him 1. Right. And that's more likely. More likely.
So, Mo, yeah. I suppose my question on that is this, though. They promised... They never say we're going to get. They promised they're going to go and try and get. Now, if Ollie's following the mantra that his detractors wanted him to, of you only sign your number 1 targets, if we go for our 3 number 1 targets and we can only pull one of the deals off, that isn't not being backed. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happened. I think the problem we have is that nobody understands exactly what's going on. Some people say they haven't backed him because they haven't bought anybody. This could also be Ollie saying, well, Upamecano isn't available till next year. I would rather wait. And do you get where I'm coming from? Now, Ollie isn't going to tell us what his strategy is. And it's why I'm saying to people, we need to be more patient because we don't know what the strategy is. So imagine judging something that you don't understand. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Terry, I've been patient for 7-8 years. How
yes,
many more years
you have. So my
years.
question to you would be, have you seen differences in how we've been buying players, the impact those players have had in our first team, and the way we've played football, the way we've progressed, the way the culture is being rebuilt? Have you seen any differences from Ollie in comparison to our last 2 managers?
Yeah, I have.
Then for me, if you've seen it, but Mo, if you've seen it, then I would implore you to have more patience.
I personally think he's going to be thrown under the bus. Do you know what? The proof's going to be in the pudding. You'll see. He's just going to be thrown under the bus because at the end of the day, yeah, whatever Ollie talks to the board or Woodward, yeah, we don't know that if he's probably talking to them, saying, this and that. You know what I mean? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, Mo. Does that mean then you think Ollie innately ain't good enough anyway? So he needs as much help.
I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, whether he's good enough to take us there, I don't know that. He's not being given all the tools.
Okay.
He's not being given everything. We need to give him something. If you weren't going to give him anything, you might have could have just sacked him when he finished third. Well, why waste him time and tell him you're going to give him when you're not only going to give him 1 player? It's like you want to repair car tools and leave half of the fucking running. But
like I've said, I get your anger, but I am prepared to see. I'm prepared to wait for the wood for the trees to be seen. And someone says here, but why would you be patient, Terry? This is the same benefit of doubt we gave them last year, and all we did was drag the Bruno deal over 2 windows. Yeah, but we finished 3rd and got back into the Champions League. And by the time we got Bruno, by being patient and waiting, that transformed us into let me finish talking. Let me finish my point. That transformed us into a significantly better team when it happened. So your point, Keel, in the comments, I respect it, but your point literally proved why being patient was the right decision to make, because when it came in, we improved dramatically. So if we don't get a number 1 or our main 2 of our main 3 targets this summer, but we might be able to get them in January or next summer. The Bruno example tells us we should wait rather than do what we did in 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, and just buy someone and then not be the right fit. All the evidence points in relation to your point towards being more patient. That's my view on it. We've got Kai on the line with us now as well. What are you saying, Kai?
Yo, hey everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, you know me. I'm advocate for slow and steady rather than rush and then just panic buy. You know what I mean? So it's the same. It's what I would say to what I would say to a man like Moore, right? What I would say is he got third. Why didn't they sack him? Because maybe for them they see progress with him, so they're happy with that. Clubs, they don't think of things like we do, right? Like next season, they think about over a 5-year plan. So far, Oli, he achieved the goal that they set for him, which was to get back in the Champions League. He achieved that. So he achieved that goal.
Can I just say something?
But he achieved that goal, so he did succeed in his objective.
I know. But the reason why I say that is, you've gave this guy, I'm going to say he got third, What's the thing you do? You should back him. It's the same thing with another guy.
But you're not lit, Mo. But you're saying the same thing again, and you're not
but
lit.
What do you want to do? Do you want to lie to someone and tell him you're going to give him this, you're going to give him
But
this?
you're not listening. Why are you not listening? Mo, have you listened to what I've just said to you? So let me ask you this then. You just simply think that they've decided not to buy anybody, as opposed to Ollie said, these are my 3 or 4 targets. I only want these players and us not be able to land them. Do you think it's more than likely that we've just said, no, Ollie, you're not having them? Is that what you think? Because what I'm saying is your rant doesn't make sense without you saying what you think's actually happened. Saying they're not backing him, is that...
No, they're not.
Let me finish my point before you speak. Do you think we've tried to and not been able to negotiate it? Or do you think we've simply not tried to sign them? Because they're two very different things. Which do you think it is?
Well, no, we're not trying to sign them. Simple as that.
We haven't tried.
We haven't tried, no.
Then that's fine for you to have that belief. I'm just trying. That's what I say to people. If you've got an opinion, go with it full hog. Because just saying we haven't backed him is too... It's open for interpretation. For me, I disagree. I don't think I think we have tried to sign players. I think we're trying to do it in a way where we're saving money, which is what we've all been asking for 7-8 years. In the same time, if we can't sign the main transfer targets, I don't want us to suddenly just turn our attention to somebody else that we're not really that interested in. That, for me, was part of our road to ruin in the first place. So I don't want us to behave that way. Thus, I'm more inclined to be patient, because we've seen me being patient with Bruno. It led to brilliant results. It really, really did. It really, really did. Let's do a few super chats here. First one is from Gareth, who says, Arsenal look tactically better than us with less backing.
Definitely.
Let me finish the super chat. Less backing than us. As much as Ollie deserves better, a great coach would get more out of this team. I think that's a fair point. I don't disagree with that point. Expectations are an interesting one, though. We had Saeed on yesterday that keeps telling people publicly the expectation should be no less than winning titles. But he said under Poch, he'd be happy because we're guaranteed top 4. We need to be very, very consistent with what our expectations are. Thank you very much to Raza786 for becoming a basic member of the Football Terrace. We really appreciate that. Super chat from Shane says the game at the weekend was a joke. Let's not sugarcoat it. Or we don't have a good team. We just didn't turn up. We just didn't turn up a few weeks of fitness. We will see some improvements. It's time to stand by our team and our manager. You're absolutely right. The game was poor, so people are frustrated about it. I think it's far too quick to turn on the team. And I think it's far too quick to turn on the manager this season after one individual game. What's going to be really interesting today is to see Man City, who of course will also have had no preseason, to just see how they look in this game. Like, if they look brilliant, that's really going to... Man United fans are going to be, no more excuse about fitness. If they look a bit ropey, maybe that helps Ollie a little bit in relation to that. It'll be definitely be an interesting one to see there. What were you going to say, man, like Mo?
No, I forgot, man.
It was about... I think he was about to say something about the Arsenal comparison.
Look, when you said Arteta is what you call getting the best what I got, So do you agree, So do you agree, if what do you call Arteta and like it gets fully backed, by Kroenke, he'll challenge. He'll challenge for the league. Why not?
Because I haven't seen enough of him for him to prove that he can do that. He won a cup, which is good, but we've seen many teams in many different positions in the league, won a cup, and got relegated the same season. So I'm not taking that as a barometer of he can go and win a league. I need to see more of him, because even though he came into position that Arsenal were in, he still finished 8th. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he climbed them all the way up to 6th or 5th or even top 4. So until I see more of him of this season,
yeah,
I will reserve my judgment to say if he got backed, he would win a league. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's a fair point. We've got a comment here from Christopher that says, wrong again. He says they were waiting and didn't want to sign Bruno last summer and were almost about to lose him to Tottenham. So, in fact, being patient with Bruno Fernandes deal doesn't make any sense. I have to, sorry, I'm not sure where you're getting your information from, Chris. Tottenham did inquire. Liverpool did inquire, amongst other teams. Bruno Fernandes told them in the summer of 2019 that he had no desire to go anywhere but Manchester United. That gave Man United the bargaining power to not succumb to 2 things that Sporting Lisbon did the entire summer of 2019. They continued to sell stories to newspapers that other teams had bid money for the player when they hadn't. The reason no clubs had bid is because they all walked away because the player told him he only wanted Man United. Man United held on. Not only did they get their star man, but they got him for over £20 million cheaper than what was originally requested. Now, would I have liked it to be 6 months earlier? Yes. But am I more impressed that Man United asserted themselves in the transfer market? Absolutely. So Tottenham were nowhere near getting him. He only wanted Man United. We had over £20 million written off the price, and we maintained our morality and our integrity, and we were assertive enough to get our man. I want every deal to go that way. They won't always do it. Sometimes you'll have to back down, and sometimes you will lose debates and debates. You will lose negotiations. But at the end of the day, the Bruno Fernandes deal, from a business point, from a power angle, from a financial angle, and the most important from a football point of view, is one of the most impeccable deals that Manchester United have done in the last 10 years. No doubt about that in my mind. Another update here, Nelson, thank you for becoming an official member of the Football Terrace, and for Grant for becoming a gold member of the Football Terrace as well. Thank you all very, very much for doing that. We're gonna a few more comments on here. By the way, Kai, have you calmed down today after being triggered?
No,
Have you gone, Kai? Oh, Kai's gone. Fair enough. He's very he's very triggered yesterday. He's very triggered. DT messaged me this morning saying, has Kai calmed down yet?
That Premier League in the know has also said United are happy to play 20 million euros for Alex Telles, but no bid though. And this is where I'm like, I wonder why United don't bid in for things. For players. I personally think it's that they don't like looking like failures in the transfer market, even though they do right now. I think they hate the idea more of a bid going in and getting rejected than them actually not trying.
Mate, it's all semantics. This is what's happening is, I mean, I'm seeing comments here saying, no, Terry, Bruno really wanted Liverpool, but Liverpool said no. Cool. That's because the Liverpool journalist has printed that and you want to believe it because it suits your agenda. And that's fine. I'm not going to challenge that because it is what it is. It's the same as this. It's semantics. Man United only put bids in for players where they know that where the deals have almost been agreed via their intermediaries. That's being twisted into, we never really officially bid. We never really officially bid is what's being spun into. That's why United don't get the deals done. We're acting no different to anybody else. Liverpool only put their official bid in for Thiago at the 11th hour once everything was negotiated. They didn't put any official bids in before that. It's all just semantics the whole way through. And look, United have had because Man United have such a bad record in the transfer market, they're not supportive of the actions. And I understand that completely. I really, really do. So I'm not going to challenge that. Born Red is now with us, Liverpool fan. What do you want to say, my friend?
Yeah, so the Man United news, I mean, fans have been talking about that you guys are not making transfers, but if you guys get Telles and Upamecano through, then I think this Man United side should, I don't know if they will, but should challenge for the Premier League, because all of a sudden tells him, what's his name, Upamecano, makes your defense probably one of the best in the Premier League. You have a very good midfield and I think a very, very good attack. And really, those two signings really the missing piece in the jigsaw for me, really.
And Sancho.
Yeah, even without Sancho, I think Telles and Upamecano is enough for Man United to challenge for the title. Like, Man United score a lot of goals anyways. They have Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, Bruno. You know, like, that's enough for goals.
So,
Buddy injury.
So, in your opinion, then Man United with those two signings, if they were to come in, I've got as good a squad as Liverpool.
No, not as good as squad as Liverpool, but I think they could challenge for the title. Yes.
Sure. If you're going to challenge Liverpool, you've got to be as good as them, haven't you? You can't challenge for something and be less of. Like, you've got to be in it. Okay, you've got to be in the ballpark. You know, if my team is miles away from you, I can't challenge you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if two boxers get in the ring and one of them's A class standard, the other one's C class standard, you can't call it a fair. No, it's not a fair fight. But if you're saying Liverpool, Man United will challenge and should be challenging with that squad, you're telling us that we're that. So you think United are 1 or 2 players away from Liverpool's level?
Yeah, I do think that if you make your defense better, you'll get to that high level. I really do.
There we go. I mean, United fans on the call, KJ, what do you think of that?
If we got Upamecano and Tellers, we challenge for the title. No, and there are many reasons for that. One, I think we don't have the squad depth to challenge for a title at this moment in time. We would still need more attacking depth. That's why Sancho is very important.
Yeah.
Because we can't be relying on Greenwood every single week. And then after that, look who we got after Greenwood. We've got James, we've got Mata, Pereira, Lingard. Those aren't good enough to win your Premier League.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm like, we need a better squad. And two, like, honestly, Ollie, I don't see Ollie taking us that far anyway. Like, so in my mind, it's like we need a better squad. And once the squad's sorted, we need a better manager so we can get there. So,
yeah, I disagree with you as well, by the way, Born Red. I think that we'd be a much better team. But to be at City and Liverpool's level, we need a bit more. We need that Sancho signing, in my view, to be able to do that. And then a little bit of time to gel. Now, I say we should have a title push. And what I mean by that is with sort of 5 to 10 games to go, we should be within touching distance. Or if Liverpool or City have off seasons, you know, you want to be able to be there to kind of pounce, if that makes sense. But Liverpool and City's levels are just beyond that. But players like that coming in would seriously help. And like I've said all summer, if we bring in 2 or 3 more players of that level quality, I will give less time and less leeway to Ollie. And why is that? Because I'm a man of my word, in the sense of, I think I've always said we're those 3 or 4 players short from being a top team. So if I think we're short of being a top team, my expectations of my club can't be to be a top team on the field of play when I think we're short. The same as the United fans I'm calling out that say 5 of our starting 11 aren't good enough anyway. Plus we're 5 players in the squad short, which means you're telling me we're nearly a whole team. You know, we're 95% of a team away from being complete. And if we're 95% away from being a complete team, how can your expectations on that individual team be so high? On the club, they can be, because we're not there. But on that individual team, it doesn't make sense. Like, if we have a striker starting games who can't score goals, I don't have the expectations on that individual striker to score 25 goals, because he can't do it. So why would you put the expectation on him? All you're doing is setting them up for failure and making yourself angry. So we certainly need to get these players, but the jury's out as to whether or not we're going to sign anybody else. And I'm not disagreeing with man like Mo that we definitely going to sign someone. I don't necessarily think we haven't tried to bring people in. I think we have. We just haven't been able to get it done, which is a massive, massive shame. But there we go. We're going to do another transfer. Excuse me. We're doing another transfer video a little bit later. We're going to touch on Thomas Partey to Arsenal, Declan Rice to Chelsea at the same time as well. Want your views and your opinions on that. Of course, match review show tonight after Wolves versus City. We'll be covering that game and reviewing match week 2 in the Premier League. League Cup games this week as well. Big Premier League action again all weekend. So things are just coming thick and fast on the Football Terrace. Make sure you hit the like button right now for me. Also hit the subscribe button. It was really, really important. But until next time, take care of yourselves. God bless. And we'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.